My IA prompt is number 20. What's the relationship between personal experience and knowledge? Before I outline my artifacts, I want to delve into the question and its true meaning. The two key concepts that need to be taken into account are 1. Personal experience, and 2. Knowledge, and the connection between the two variables. Lindsay Wilson states that knowledge emphasizes theory and the obtainment of information and ideas. Experience, on the other hand, stresses practice or the application of knowledge over a prolonged period of time in order to reinforce understanding of the subject matter at hand. My first artifact is a television series eponymously known as Hannibal, which is an adaptation of Thomas Harris's novels, specifically The Red Dragon. Unconventional for its time, Thomas Harris integrated several characters that lay under the LGBTQ spectrum, despite his efforts to produce texts that contain queer characters, he often portrays them as stereotypical, associates their sexuality with previous abuse, or intently makes their queerness a villainous trait. Thomas Harris has been a contested author in the LGBTQ community for years for his misportrayal of characters such as Buffalo Bill, Margaret Verger, and Hannibal Lecter, who all fall under the LGBTQ spectrum and the transgender spectrum, but were nevertheless misrepresented. Brian Fuller, the creator of Hannibal, understood the cost at stake as both a fan of Harris's books and a member of the LGBTQ community himself, as he witnessed these debates between Buffalo Bill and Thomas Harris. So he has used his position as a fan and a queer person to become a better adapter of his source material. His rehashment of several queer characters and their place in the adaptation process demonstrate how flawed some of Harris's depictions are, and how Fuller utilizes his personal experiences to demonstrate himself as an adapter who longs to fix these mistakes, while still maintaining the emotional core of the source texts. Emotions play a large part in personal experience, which takes us to the second artifact, an old painting titled Judith Stained Holofernes by Artemisia Gentileschi. The striking feminist theology that is evident in Gentileschi's body of work is rooted in her interpersonal relationships with the male figures in her life. When it comes to Artemisia Gentileschi's body of work, associations of biblical imagery twisted to accommodate the depictions of strong women come first. In the patriarchal society with male-dominant values, women portrayed by Gentileschi appeared as unorthodox, transgressing the stereotypes of gender roles. Motifs such as gender and power ran like an undercurrent in her body of work, and Judith Stained Holofernes was the magnum opus which was birthed from that exploration. The empowering of female protagonists, her over is interpreted as a means of poetic justice for the trauma that she experienced and survived through during her early years as an artist. Her trauma was rooted in her personal experiences with sexual assault, and it is evident in her body of work, or the knowledge she expresses through her brushwork, through her personal experiences as a woman during the Baroque period in Europe. My last artifact is a book written by Stephen King titled Misery. Horror as a genre is a powerful vehicle for metaphors that allows people to safely explore the deepest fears with a sense of security around them. Stephen King's Misery weaves themes of addiction into its narrative, which is based on the author's own struggles, making it all the more powerful. Stephen King turned his pain to power to create misery. As he explicitly stated, Annie Wilkes, the main protagonist of this narrative, represents cocaine, and furthermore, she is a personified version of cocaine. This not only highlights his own struggles with addiction, but shows the seductive quality of drugs, which was a prominent theme in his book.